student has a lot of flexibility by attending Mississippi Delta Community College with locations in Moorhead, Indianola, Greenwood, and Greenville. Students can arrange their classes in the format of a Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. In other words, every Friday is a holiday. Research supports students who start off at Mississippi Delta do just as good or better than students who start off at four-year school. We provide a strong support system to support our students in pursuit of their educational endeavors.
Mango back to pass. Pass is thrown and it is intercepted. That looks like Symmetra Stewart on the pick, and he is going to take it all the way to the house for the touchdown.
It's taken by Symmetra Stewart at the 30, moves to his left, down the left sideline, cuts back to his right, back to his left, and he runs it in for the touchdown.
All right, Coach, I know coaches by nature like to script training camp and practices well in advance due to the logistics of handling roughly 75 people. With COVID-19, that's certainly caused you to change that. How have you and your staff handled all of that up to this point?
Well, you know, we've had a bunch of contingency plans, and every day we've taken it as if we were fixing to start that at that moment. I know things have been pushed back and those type of things, but we've kind of gone on as business as usual. We started back in June planning to come in the 1st of August, and then now we've got pushed back, and so now we're getting prepared. Our guys coming here in the middle of August to get started and play that first game on October the 1st.
Okay. With the season fast approaching, who are some returners on the offensive side of the ball that excite you, and also who are some returners that could be breakout candidates?
We're real fortunate. You know, anytime you got your trigger man come back, Jordan Gillian be playing quarterback for us. Did a great job for us last year. Got a lot of valuable experience. Started the first 2 games for us and started the last 2 games for us and got valuable experience, and was doing a great job with his leadership when school got canceled back in March, and did a great job with his leadership with the all-season lifting.
Any of the receivers that are coming back?
Well, the first guy that would come to mind would be Treveon Miles, who is our leading receiver coming back. Had a great year for us last year. Was probably our second go-to guy last year, and he did a really good job growing up. Started the very first game for us last year. Started all 9 games, and actually took a sophomore guy who had started for us the year before. Another receiver that we're going to count on a bunch is Lorenzo Perez, who's from Clarksdale. Had a really good year for us last year. We moved him around a bunch, and I know he'll be happy this coming season that he will be playing one position, and the receiver position that he played last year, and feel comfortable. And the guy's probably going to have the most pressure on him is we only have one offensive lineman coming back, and that's Jimmy Brown from Shaw, Mississippi. Jimmy had a real good year for us, stepped in. We had 4 sophomores coming back last year. Jimmy stepped in as a freshman and played like a seasoned player all season.
All right, let's flip to the defensive side of the ball. Who are some returners maybe that had outstanding freshman seasons that we're looking to build on that, and again, maybe some breakout candidates on that side of the ball?
Well, the first guy that we would probably come to mind would be KT Owens. He started about the 3rd or 4th game last year. We're real pleased that we were signed him. Gained a bunch of weight in the off season last year when we first got into camp, and ended up moving from defensive end to defensive tackle. He's probably the most highly recruited guy on our football team. Second guy that comes to mind is our other defensive end, which is Keyshawn Blackman from Terry, Mississippi. Keyshawn really had a great year for us last year. Came off the edge, led our team in sacks, and he's definitely had a great year for us in the all season. And I know we would have had a great spring practice if we'd have had that opportunity. One of the local guys that's from around here from Greenville, Cameron McCullum, who's a defensive back, who is probably going to be the highest recruited guy because he's a big corner, 6'2", about 200 pounds from here in Greenville, Mississippi. And he should step in, pick up exactly where he left off a year ago, and do a good job for us playing in the secondary, and also a great leader.
All right, let's talk about your coaching staff. Michael Turner returns for his 3rd season as a defensive coordinator, while you're welcoming in Tobias Smith as the offensive line coach. Tobias had a very storied playing career at Mississippi State. We'll also be naming a new defensive backs coach here pretty soon, which we can't quite announce, but we will be announcing that soon. Seems like a very solid core of younger coaches that have an excellent playing and coaching pedigree up to this point. What are your thoughts on your staff?
tell you, one of the things that I'm really proud of my staff, which is an advantage and a disadvantage. We have a real young coaching staff. Besides myself, every coach that I have on the staff is 30 years or younger, which it sometimes can be a disadvantage for lack of experience. But what they lack in experience, they do a really good job with enthusiasm and relating to the kids. We've got a lot of different ideas. They've come from different backgrounds. Like you said, Tobias played at Mississippi State, had a great career, so we get some of that. Mike played at Delta State, get some of those ideas. So we've got a lot of different ideas from different places, and also all our graduate assistants are brand new. Zach Sice, who played defensive line at Mississippi Valley, and then also Roger Totten, who played quarterback at Mississippi Valley. So we're real pleased that we've got different coaches that played on different levels and also at different places, and that will bring a lot of new ideas to Mississippi Delta Community College.
Okay. Finally, as we're wrapping up here, I know the team technically will not report for another few weeks, but what can our fans expect from the 2020 edition of MDCC football?
Well, I tell you, we feel like we got Mississippi Delta heading in the right direction and got a chance to get in the playoffs. Our kids were doing a tremendous job as far as working hard with leadership, dedication, and that kind of stuff when they went home for spring break. And one of the things that kind of typified our team that we're really, really excited about is the fact that the Thursday right before spring break, usually that's the Thursday that we give our guys off, reward them for such hard work in the off season. And our sophomores came to me and said, "Coach, we want to work out that Thursday before we go home for spring break." And that really makes you feel happy as a coach, confident as a coach, because those guys are dedicated and really want to have an opportunity to play and have an opportunity to get into the playoffs as the team that wins the North Division. And with our schedule, one of the things, and you always want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Across the middle of the field, pass is caught by LeBaron Jones, and he is turning it upfield, and he is headed to the end zone untouched.
All right, so the 2020 spring semester threw us all for a loop with COVID, and it's forced all of you to change how you've approached your classwork, your workouts, and so forth. How have you handled the time away from school and your teammates and coaches?
Well, in the beginning, it was kind of hard just being away from the game and being away from my coaches and my teammates, but at some point I realized that my self-discipline had to kick in and I had to be consistent with perfecting my craft, so I just stayed on top of that so I could be the best athlete for my coaches and my teammates when I return.
All right. Speaking of that, what have you missed the most about being away from football as a team and about and being around everyone affiliated with the football program?
The thing I miss the most is the atmosphere, just being around the guys that you build a bond with, the ones you call your brothers, the ones that you go to war with every week. So I just miss being around those guys and my coaches and just the family bond.
All right. As far as the offensive side of the ball, who are some returners, yourself included, that are looking forward to seeing the impact that they make in 2020?
We got a lot of key weapons on offense. Two guys that I can name would be Lorenzo Perez and Terrell Coleman. Those guys, they're pretty explosive and they're good players. So I could just reflect on us back in the spring. They were real disciplined players. They came to work every day and they just brought the right attitude towards the players and the coaches. So I feel like they should have pretty good years.
All right. I know you're a very hungry, motivated student athlete and somebody that has high aspirations for themselves. What's a major goal or goals that you have for yourself and for this team heading into this season?
A goal that I have for myself would be to bring a state championship to Mississippi Delta and also to play next level Division I football. But I try to place that on the back end and just focus on our goal as a team, which is to win week by week and to execute. And I feel like if we handle that part, our personal goals will take care of themselves.
And finally, I know we're still about 2 months away from opening kick, but what can our fans and the followers of our program expect from this team in 2020?
Our fans can expect us to just play good quality football. I mean, for all the gratitude they show us, we're going to come out every week, we're going to give it our all, and we're going to put on the show.
9 in motion. Switches to his left. It is completely wide open on the left side, and that's a touchdown.